Hello, I'm Esther Roche and welcome to the Mom CEO podcast. Join me as we explore the dynamic intersection of motherhood and entrepreneurship. From the challenges to the triumphs, we're here to unravel it all. Get ready for insightful conversations, practical wisdom, and a whole lot of inspiration. Let's embark on this empowering journey together. Hello and welcome to the Mom CEO podcast. Today I'm joined by Géraldine Poukens of McGill. I've got it wrong, haven't I, already? Naturals. And we are going to be talking all about how to launch a product-based brand because Géraldine is the founder of a skincare brand, and it entails quite a lot to finally have a product in a package. So hello, Géraldine, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for so happy to be here with you. And yes, indeed, the name is a bit complicated for the brand. It's called Naturel, and it's coming for my oldest sister name, which is Mary. I am Géraldine, and my little sister is Aude. And it's natural because my products are 100% natural. And the story behind the name is that my dad was completely unable to recognize his kids, running all over the kitchen and the place. So when he was calling us at one point, like, which kids is around? We look alike and we have the same voice. And it was like, I had no idea who is there. So it was like literally he conglomerated the three names. And I'm sure that any parents is doing that. It's not just my dad, but it's a nice story. And it's literally where the name of the company is coming from. So Mageo, because he was screaming all over, it's like Mageo, it's like, come, the dinner is ready, or it's like, stop running, or so yes, it's Mageo Naturel.
Well, I can completely understand because I'm a mom of 5 myself, and
so yes,
the habit of my children is when I call, especially if I call the wrong one, they can stand there and just look at me and they won't answer. And I'm thinking, but you know I'm talking to you, and they're like, but you didn't say my name. So I completely get where your dad is at. So today, obviously today's chat is going to be really interesting because it's like a bonus clip for those people that are looking at starting a product-based brand, basically, because, like yourself, I'm in the beauty skincare industry, and I know how difficult it is to finally have a product, let alone the packaging. So, tell me about your journey. How did you come about, and what was the inspiration of you starting your brand?
I love the fact that you're starting as well with challenges, because I've met other founders and I'm just like, oh, I can relate. Definitely. You have the same problem and challenges and roadblocks. And I was like, I feel less alone. And I think that we don't speak about it enough. It's more like, oh, you know what, the products are there. It's been a journey to get the products where we are now. And not just the packaging or the formula, but even physically having the products in my hand. Sometimes it's just like, oh my God, finally, which is like, it's only 2 months delay. It was like 3 months delays. So it's I think it's everyone, it's just that we're not sharing it. The challenges that we have when we have to communicate properly, or building a website and finding people who know how to do that. It's like, do we use coding? Do we use like the plug and play? Like, what do we choose? And why are people contacting me just to say that my website is just rubbish and should like be rebuilt completely and that it will never work? In that sense, in that moment, I was like, no, you're not right. I know what I'm doing, and I have other feedbacks. I understand that you need money, but not on my back. So it's very interesting. And I think that we're all coming in the same way, that we want, at least that's the reason why Mageo Naturel is born, is because based on my 20 years plus of career in the beauty industry, I was never able to find what I was really looking for. Most of the products have chemicals, and as I had a cancer when I was 17 years old, stage 3 out of 4, my mom literally removed all the chemical products from the bathroom. And since not having 100% natural products to put on my hair or my skin was something that was very strange in working industry that I love, because it's very innovative, it's very creative, it's booming. However, I was like, I'm not completely aligned with that, which is exactly the reason why Mageo Naturel is 100% natural, made in Europe. So I know it's not your kids, for example, who are doing my products. Just to give an example, I know that the products are 100% natural. The lab is only 100% natural, so there is zero contamination. And I know that the products that I'm selling are good for everyone. And I've been so picky and demanding as well with the lab, because I know that what consumers are looking for are results. So they want visible results. So when I've created the products with the lab, with the toxicologists, I was really extremely demanding on the results. I was like, okay, perfect. There's flowers and it's vegan, it's not tested on animal, no one is hurted, it's not kids who are doing it's grown-ups, they're properly paid. Awesome. What about the results? So I was very demanding on the results as well, because it's not only putting some products on your hair and skin, it's also the result that we can see visibly and that we can have as well on our skin.
No, that's absolutely amazing in terms of how you've, compared and sort of gone to look for what you want. And I think that's one thing that some of some of the people starting up miss out in terms of the values. You've made sure that your values are aligning with the lab that you're using. And that is so important. Yes. Because I think you can't, that's one of the things I always talk about is you need to understand your values. So did you already have your values set before you started looking for a lab to work with, and everything you've done basically? Because I base what I do around the values I have for my business basically.
Correct. I'm 100% with you, really, because I had a year of interviews, and I've interviewed to be sure that we were aligned. So I want to have a lab that was family owned. I wanted to have a lab that was able to grow with me. I was willing to have a lab that was only doing 100% natural formulas. Vegan is on top, so I'm very happy that the lab and the toxicologists have been open and able to also bring vegan formulas. You were talking about the packaging, definitely. I love that I have a close relationship as well with my contact with Gloria, because we're exchanging on the packaging, and she's giving me advices as well. She's like, hey, wait, because we have a new packaging. Look, this one is refillable, or because I wanted to have packaging that are refillable. She was like, okay, I will look for that. And now we're working on the dye pack, so the pouches that we can have to refill the products as well. So we're working, and she's very open and very creative. So I'm very thankful. And indeed, I'm pushing the border, but I know that it's for the good of the planet and the people as well, reducing the waste and the weight of the waste on our customer shoulders. Because I don't know you, but I don't find it normal that I have to handle everybody's waste, all the company, and it's on me. So really, I've really tried to put all the thoughtful feedback that I had during the 20 years of expertise that I have in beauty, to the point of the labels, for example. Here I have the hand lotion. It's direct print, so there is no extra production. The lip balm, I was a bit sad because the lip balm, we were not able to do direct print on it. However, it's recycled paper. It's biodegradable glue. So I was like, okay. So I was pushing again the lab. I was like, hey, if we do something, it needs to be like in line with my values. Yeah. And the last point as well, for the parcels when they're shipped, the fillers to protect the products inside of the parcel, they're diluting. So you can even play it with your kids. Kids love that. You literally take the protection and it's cornstarch, so you put it on the water and it disappears. Oh, fantastic. Kids love it.
Yeah, so you've obviously got this whole sustainability at the center of what you do with your brand, which is so important. And I love the fact that you've also got the screen printing, because that's what I use as well for my products. And it's so important, just cutting out and trying to play your part as well on from the sustainability side. But you were in the beauty industry you've been in the beauty industry 20 years plus, and with regards to waste, it's quite a big problem, isn't it, when you look at it, which is, I think, with what you're saying with the products being sort of an inclusive range, which is what I aim for as well, being inclusive. do you find, what does that do for your brand, having that inclusiveness from the perspective of waste and minimizing waste?
I think, I hope that actually the customer it's like enjoys it, that they don't have to take care of the other packaging, because it's true to your point, when we open a box, even if it's cardboard, it's still paper, it's still waste, it still has to be burned, and you still have as well some information inside, how to use the product. And I think that if we can put as many information as we can on the bottle, that's the best. So it's just talking about, for example, the ingredient. I don't know you, but I don't understand the ingredients that are in the packaging. So I've asked the lab, what is it in normal people's language? If you're talking to me about an oil, if it's jojoba oil, you know what? Put it between brackets so we know it's jojoba. So it's not something like blah, 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 word that we don't know what it is. So it's everything that that I've put really into practice. And in terms of packaging, yes, the more I can reduce the packaging, the best. Really, I'm even have to avoid, it's even refillable and reusable, so people can send me back the packaging and purchase a new one online to refill as well. So I'm really trying the best I can to reduce the waste that I am creating with my brand, and that shouldn't be on the customer.
And for somebody looking at trying to also develop the whole refillable process, because I know that in some parts, because you're obviously based in Switzerland, and I know that in some parts of the world, it's quite an expensive process. How do you find that? What would you recommend if somebody was looking at taking packaging back? Do you sterilize and reuse, or what is your process with your packaging?
I have to say that to be very transparent with you, I will change the packaging of the hand lotion, because I had two feedbacks. The first one, that the glass was heavy, even to carry in a bag. So I was like, hey, we need to find something lighter, and lighter than glass is plastic. And people have find it difficult to pop because it's an airless product. So people find it difficult to pop and then to refill. So I told myself that I will have a different bottle in the future, obviously still 100% recycled and recyclable plastic, and that will be something that we are able to open and to refill with the pouch. So that's something that I will slightly transition. Obviously, I will first wait for the stock to be empty before producing the new ones, but I'm already working on it with the lab, because it's super important to see how we can make the life of our customers and consumer easy. And if I want to introduce some refill, some doy packs, some pouches to refill the product, it needs to be easy for the customer.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely
But
right.
it's not easy to.
No, it's
Sorry.
right. It's one of those challenges, I think, that you find because you're trying to do everything to be as sustainable as possible. And I think, you are working towards all that. It's not an easy process, but you're
No.
working towards it, and you're having a team around you. You're not trying to do it all by yourself. And I think that's an important message as well to anybody trying to
Yes.
have a product-based brand, because you can't really do it all by yourself.
No, it's impossible. And to your point as well, I think you're so right on 2 points. The first one, we cannot do everything on our own, and not just for work, for anything. We need to build as well communities. I deeply believe in communities and the power of communities, because we all searching for the same, and we all doing the same. If you think about it, if you're a brand owner or if you're a service owner, you try to reach out to customers, and you know what? Why not sharing those contacts? If I want to, for example, reach out to Holland Barrett's, I don't have any contact, but someone else might have a contact. Just supporting each other, and just, okay, you know what? And I have another contact, and then I will be able to pay back whenever another brand, when I will be able to live from my brand, to be able to pay back to someone else. And is that domino effect, and it's so important. And the second point is that better done than perfect. Because indeed, like I thought that the packaging of the hand lotion was the perfect one. It would be easy and convenient, and actually it's not. Well, that's okay, because if you need to wait to launch something, you don't even have the learning. I'm taking that as a learning, because I'm overly positive. Sometimes when I have challenges, I'm like, that's okay, I'll manage. Yeah, but it's heavy still. And it's true that actually just I've learned, if I wouldn't have tried that bottle, I wouldn't have learned, and I wouldn't have thought about another packaging, and the pouches and the refill and the other products. So yes, I think it just depends how we see the challenges that we have. If we see it from a learning perspective, and and an improvement position, then I think it can be very leveraging.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there, because I think sometimes we hold ourselves back because you'll never get started if you're waiting for that perfect packaging, for that perfect bottle, for that perfect, whatever it is that you're looking for. But it's the idea is you get started, like you said, and
Mm.
build the right community around yourself to support you and help you. And you do the same. It's a two-way street where, if you have knowledge in something else, you can help somebody else. But it's getting it out there, but also the feedback, because with nothing, you're not going to get the feedback to improve
No.
it. so, so in other words, like the way you've gone about it, you've created the product, you're out there, you've tested, you're not just saying it, you've actually put it out there, and it's been tested and tried, and then you're thinking, okay, we can do better. And I think that's so important. What would you recommend other people that are kind of like holding themselves back because they are worried about perfection, basically?
No, but I love your question, really, because what you were just saying, I was like, oh my God, it made me think about something. And it's exactly that. What I realize is that when people are giving me feedback, if it creates a trigger in me, it means that I have to change. It means that I have to improve. It means that I have to embrace another view. And if I'm really like, okay, whatever, this person's saying that, I don't know, I'm wearing a red scarf and they don't like red, that's okay. I can live with that. But if they're telling me something and it's really like, it creates a trigger in me, it means that I have to work on that. I need to work on the trigger, and I need to work on doing better or improving, because I know at the bottom that they're right. And that's how I'm handling feedback. And I know that I don't always react on a proper way, because then I'm mad about myself, and I was like, not happy. But I was like, yeah, you know what? You're not happy about yourself. So you just have one solution to improve and see what you can do best, and how you can do better, and change and shift, and it opens up to another perspective.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's all about, I suppose, when you look at it, it's having that constructive feedback, because sometimes there's people that just criticize you for the sake of it. And then you've also, and it's knowing the balance, isn't it, of which kind of feedback are you actually taking on board? Is it going to better your business, or it's just somebody who's just saying it to put you off, and
Okay.
they themselves are never going to do it? So
Yes. And I also listen to my gut feeling. Sometimes people are like, yeah, you have to change everything. Well, everything is a lot. What about changing some bits here and there, and not everything? Because I've been working on the brand for, as I was mentioning, 10 years, because I've thought about the brand for 15 years now, actually. And I've started to work really on the brand in 2020, and interviewing the lab in 2021. So it's not 4 years that can be just, thrown away in the waste. It's still, I mean, yes, we can change some things, but the spirit is there. And for example, I had someone recently telling me, yeah, we have to change your whole website. I'm not sure about that. I mean, let's just. I had other feedback. Yeah, of course, it can always be improved, and I'm looking forward to that. But changing everything, recreating one completely from scratch, I'm not sure about that. And that's, once again, it's a trigger. How do I take that? And I know as well that when I have this gut feeling, it's like, I was like, let me sleep on it. Let me think about it and revert to you. And that's actually Aaron, my assistant, precious assistant, that shared that, and I've learned that tip from him. It was like, hey, you know what? Let me reflect on it, and I'll revert to you tomorrow. I love it. I was like, because most of the time, I'm spontaneous. I don't say that I'm rushing into a decision, but I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And then I was like, yeah, but that's super interesting what he's saying. It means that he realized that he has a trigger, that he has this gut feeling telling him maybe not now. And then actually he's coming back to me next day when he had the time to reflect on it. I really appreciate that learning.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right with reflection, because I think we can jump into things or get irritated by something very quickly without actually analyzing it and looking at it
Correct.
properly and stuff. So,
Mm,
no, very, very wise tip from him. So, so that's brilliant. You've got such a, you seem to have such a fantastic team around you to just
I
help
do.
you, with all the various stages. What bit of advice would you give somebody else who's trying to start, the basics? What do they need to be able to get something off the ground, from your own experience and journey?
So I would say that resilience is number one. Being able to cope with your emotion, avoiding drama. You're losing time with being dramatic, so completely avoiding drama. And that tip is not from me; it's from Stephen Bartlett. Huge fan of Stephen Bartlett. And he shared that when you have a company, you become head of HR, because that's exactly because by hiring the right people, you will be able to have to improve your company and yourself as well at the same time, and having brilliant people. And when I say brilliant, everyone is brilliant, but specific in what they do and meeting your values. And I'm thinking that's where I am now, because I've been working with fantastic teams, really amazing people. The only thing is that when you grow and people are not able to follow, or to, there's like, and they gave everything that they had. I don't want to squeeze them. I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. So it's like, hey, let's find someone. And then once again, just like the packaging, you're growing with what you need. And just here, I'm at a different stage now that I was 2 years ago for the team. And it's true that, yes, I am embracing it. I am embracing having new perspective, new people. Mostly they're freelancers who are very knowledgeable in their field. And then I'm just like, yeah, maybe I need someone else, or maybe I need something else, or they are very busy as well and cannot dedicate the time that I need. So it's a lot of interviews again, a lot of discussion, a lot of transparency, communication. I think that that's the most important. As soon as I'm able to have these people who are able to support me, then I'm embracing it.
Yeah, no, and you've hit something there which I think a lot of sort of founders struggle with as well when you're starting out and you're trying to make the finances balance, because you can certainly work with freelancers. You don't have to have permanent members of staff, um, and that frees you up, and they take care of the things that they're good at and you don't feel so comfortable and confident in doing. We seem to try and do all of it, but we kind of waste time, I think, when you're trying to do it all, do the jobs you're not so good at, or you don't like to do, but you're doing them because obviously you're worried about the financial aspect, but it takes you so long and you probably still don't get it done, you know. So
It's quite interesting what you're saying, because I've always been saying that I'd rather pay and then have the burden taken away from my shoulders. It's like when you're paying something that is quality. When you're purchasing, I don't know, a jumper that is, well, that you really feel that there is the quality. You know that you won't have to purchase 10 of it. You know that you're purchasing one, and you're super happy with it. So
yeah.
that is something that indeed is the same when I'm working with the team. I'm so happy to have amazing teams that are able to take the burden out of my shoulders, and they're so knowledgeable. If I have to create the post and post it, and obviously I always have an eye on it because it's my voice, and that, but it's just like, yes, if I need to try to find the right color, the right picture, and then having the caption, the hashtags, the website, it's all that. And 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 then it's like my role is also to go out there to speak about Maggio Naturel and to commercialize the brand. So if I need to do everything, it's just like a chef in the kitchen. It's like he's cooking, but he's not serving,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's just like, otherwise when he's away, everything is burning.
Yeah, no, no, that's a
So
really
yes,
good
but
example.
it's I'm very thankful to be well surrounded.
No, that's absolutely brilliant and stuff. And it's been great to have a chat to you and sort of have some insights. You know,
Thank you so
where
much,
can
Esther.
people find your products and everything? Do you ship all over Europe, or are you just
Yes.
okay? So
Yes, we ship all over Europe. It's on the website, so it's mageonaturel.com, and it's available. We have some pop-up store as well currently all over Europe as well, where we are available. And I'm reaching out to the pharmacy, the parapharmacy industry,
yeah.
to the hospitality industry, and obviously natural shops and retailers, agents and distributors to spread the 100% natural and vegan refillable beauty of Majo Naturel. So at least I know that my customers are protected as well from the harmful chemical products that can be in the formulas.
No, that's absolutely brilliant, and it's been a real pleasure to have you and just to listen to your own story. I really hope that it does inspire those people that are sitting on the fence and procrastinating about starting their own brand and moving forward. And you know, for the benefit of all the audience, your link will be in the bottom of the podcast, so they'll be able to find you and find your products and everything. So thank you very much for sharing with us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm really thankful. Thank you very much, Esther.
You're welcome.